everyone. Today we will be doing a human rights video presentation on the unit DG100 Introduction to Leadership, Government and Human Rights. The chosen topic is the right to education. The group members are MEREIA, LITIA and myself, SHAHISTA from LAUTOKA campus. The best chosen advocate for this presentation was Mr. Madhir, who is a teacher at Namaka Public School. He hails from Kandavu and he has 31 years of teaching experience. Currently, he resides at Wutwalevuneni. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Madhir to share his words. Hello, sir.
It's my pleasure this evening to share a piece on the rights to education, just to advocate on a right of a child. As we all know that on the conventional rights of a child, there's one piece that says that a child has the right to education. So as a school teacher, I would like to elaborate on the advocacy of the right to education. The first issue that I wish to elaborate on this evening is on the challenges. The challenges they have in trying to promote the human rights issues or the issue on the right to education. There are so many challenges that all the schools in Fiji are facing, children are facing, in regards to the right to education. Number one, the family background of a child. That is very important. At times when the child of the education, the needs are not met, so the child have to go through the challenge of being educated, especially in sending the child to school, in terms of assistance, in terms of bus fares, or even the provision of lunch. So the challenges that they are facing when we are trying to advocate on the rights of a child, the rights of a child or the rights for a child to receive education, those are some of the challenges. Number one challenges that they have is their family background. The locality of the area. And another challenges that they are facing is on peer pressure, where truancy comes in. When there's a lot of pressure from their peers, at times they fall into truancy. That is one of the challenges. All the challenges that they have been facing, I wish to put into details the few challenges that are faced by the children in terms of their rights to be educated. So one of the first challenges that a child is facing is their family background, in terms of they've been facing a lot of financial constraints, as we have just gone past a very difficult era in the world due to COVID-19. We have seen that some of the parents who have been laid off from work. And that is one of the hindrances that can be put in place in order for the parents not to send their children to school because of the financial constraints. One is on their family background. Unemployment of their parents, where they cannot afford to send their child to school because of the lack of financial funding of their transportation, as well as the school stationaries. So those are some of the challenges that are faced by a child when we are trying to promote the right to education of every child in Fiji. And one of the main challenges that they face is now it's wise to say that our education system is promoting this in Fiji for all the children in Fiji to receive education. So they will be, their tuition have been paid off by the government from year 1, from ECE right up to year 13. So that I wish to elaborate on is on the satisfaction that they experience when promoting the rights to the vulnerable groups. As we have seen that in few cases where we have the vulnerable group, these are the ones who have been challenged a lot. So some of the experiences, satisfaction that we have is most of their needs have been met by the government. One is the introduction of the bus fare assistance scheme. Another one is the provision of lunch in some schools. Some of them have been provided with lunch, and also with stationaries. And there are so many donations of stationaries coming from non-governmental organizations, so their children have been catered off with their school things, school stuff. So that is one satisfaction that we have faced in school, so that every child can receive the right, they have the right to be educated. They can receive education through assistance. Just lately, the introduction of a new, where each child will be parents of a child will be receiving $180, so that that can be the assistance in their what they've been catered for. So the satisfaction that we are having now is the assistance that has been provided. There are so many assistance being provided for the children. So that can solve the problem, and that also can solve the main problem of school dropouts. And we have a few of the recommendations. As a classroom teacher, I finally want to recommend the government if the zoning system, to be very strict on the zoning system. Because in town schools, the town schools have been loaded with students because they've been coming from different areas. So if they are very strict with the zoning system in town schools, so that no schools, none of the schools in town can be overcrowded with students. So that is just a few recommendations, because we want all the child to receive the best education. So, and also as a teacher, we need the government to be very proactive in maintaining the ratio, teacher-students ratio, which is 1:25. Because in most of our town schools, a classroom has been crowded with students more, even some have gone right up to 1:40, 1:50, which I believe makes the teachers more stressful. So one of the recommendations is for the government to maintain the teacher-student ratio of 1:25, and also to be very strict with the zoning system, and so that all the children are being educated nearby to their homes. And that will be a solution to the problem that all the children in Fiji will receive education, because they've been having schools in their nearby locality, in our level.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your words. Vinaka.